What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Fuck, I did not expect that. Yeah, really, really, really did not expect that. Trump won. Trump won. In the last video that I did, in the last stream that I did on Saturday, I was kind of thinking, I'd spliced it up into clips and stuff like that, and so obviously I was kind of watching it back and stuff like that, and I kind of realized that I didn't really kind of come across as optimistic as I maybe kind of wanted to. Um, was no major reason for that. I genuinely actually don't know why I didn't come across in as optimistic as I wanted to, but I genuinely was. I thought that Kamala was gonna knock it out of the park. I thought she was gonna win easily. I did not expect that. 295, 295, and also I don't know if you could. Well, I can see it on my monitor on my playback, but guys, he won the popular vote. He won the popular vote. I mean, like, I don't even. How was that? What happened? What happened yesterday? All of the polling, all of the um indications was that, I mean, like, this was just going to be a landslide. She was gonna walk away with it. 295 to 226. Fuck, man, I did not expect that. You know, I went to sleep last night, obviously because of the time zones and stuff like that, right? Um, and I went to sleep last night and I was kind of thinking, yep, you know, looking good, looking good. And then when I woke up in the morning, literally one of the first things I did was check what the election result is. And when I say that I have never woken up so quickly in my life, I'm not joking, because, like, how did this happen, man? It's not as if it's not as if people don't know who and what Trump is. You go back as far as 2016, 2015, when he first made the announcement that he was going to run for president. I mean, it was like a joke. Like, it was insane. It was like, the fucking Donald Trump is running for president. What the fuck is happening? And then, he started to do kind of pretty well in the debates. And then all of a sudden he's the nominee. And then he won. He beat out Hillary, who, yeah, all right, okay, look, to be fair, Hillary ran a fucking horrible campaign. But, it's still Donald Trump. Like, it's just it's insane to me. And then you have Then you have like, oh my god, all of the stuff that came out in 2016. All of the stuff that came out in 2016, the Access Hollywood tape, the um just like the like rampant kind of rumors about racism and about sexism and everything else like that. And then during his first presidency, and then afterwards, all of the kind of the testimonies from women who were coming forward and saying that, like, look at this happened a number of years ago, and Donald Trump was backstage at the teen beauty pageant, and he would walk in on us changing, or you know um that, like, I was a staffer or I was an intern under Trump, and blah, 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 and all of this happened. You had all of these stories come out, and okay, he lost in 2020, but and like, then you had all of the cases against him. He's now a convicted felon. He's been found guilty of sexual assault by a jury of his peers against E. Jean Carroll, and he won the president. He's now the president again. Like, I just can't stop thinking, what the fuck happened? What the fuck just happened? I mean, this tells us, like, that we, like, well, like, firstly, cannot fucking trust any sort of polling. Not any of them. Not any of them anymore. Because the entire time since Kamala took over the nominee, um, every single, like, national poll, 538, still has Kamala the favorite to win. And the entire time she was up. Now, that gap closed. That gap did close, but she's still up. She was still the favorite to win. And in the days leading up to it, we had all these polls out of, like, Iowa and all, and like, out of all of these fucking swing states, she's up by so many points. She's up by this point. She's up by that point. She's going to win. And she lost. I mean, I legitimately, I just, what the fuck happened? She, so we've had some fairly garbage fucking takes, right? So this take here. Honestly, Democrats deserved to lose this election. You tried to appeal to the most extreme left. You had no policies, no personality. You changed candidates halfway through. It is what it is. Do better next time. Now, I tweeted out. Well, I quote tweeted him. Now, this is Boogie. Yeah, it's Boogie. Um, yeah, he is who he is. If you know him, you know him. Blah, blah. I tweeted absolutely garbage take. The Dems toured with Liz fucking Cheney. If you think that that was appealing to the extreme left, then you're deeply right wing. Kamala appealed to the right wing way too much, and if anything, that was her downfall. Ridiculous take, almost yeah. I mean, like, look, I'm not saying that she ran a perfect campaign. She absolutely didn't. Did she have a better campaign than Hillary Clinton? Yes, absolutely. Hillary Clinton had a dog shit fucking campaign. She ran such a bad campaign, it wasn't even funny. And you know, looking at how Biden campaigned against Trump, and now looking at how Kamala did it, Biden, like, he riled up his base, whereas Hillary and Kamala tried to appeal to the right. They tried to get people over from the right. I'm sorry, guys, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. You're not going to get people from the right to move over. Just not going to happen to you. You know, and the idea that campaigning with Liz Cheney was a good idea. I mean, like, who told her that that was a good idea? That is such a monumentally bad fucking idea. I cannot even. Liz Cheney voted with Trump 92% of the time. 92% of the time. Donald Trump got 94% of the Republican vote in 2020. Right? He got 94% of the Republican vote in 2024. So that entire time that she was campaigning with Liz Cheney did literally nothing. It did nothing other than hurt her. That's all it did. You know, and I just... I did the stream the other day and I was kind of talking about, you know, oh, like what happens if Trump wins and what happens if Kamala wins. And I didn't necessarily, I did a longer section on what if Trump wins than what if Kamala wins, because I mean, like, I don't know. I just didn't think that Trump was going to win, and I just kind of thought that, like, you know, it was just going to be a layup for her, but kind of just wanted to go over it anyway and go into his record and what he did before and what, like, he's going to do now. And now, unfortunately, some of the stuff that I said in that video was going to happen. I'm genuinely, guys, I'm just at a loss for words, you know. Um, we thought that we were going to get like a secret Kamala vote. We actually got a secret Trump vote. Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. So in 2020, Biden got 81 million votes. Kamala got 15 million less votes. What the fuck happened to those 15 million people? Because if we got those extra 15 million votes, Kamala would have dog walked him. Would have absolutely dog walked him. And yeah, Savage, I mean, it's just devastating. I like all of the polling. What happened to the like fucking the energy surrounding her campaign? What happened to like all of the polling showing one way? What happened to all of the, you know, endorsements and the energy and the momentum around her campaign? Like what happened to it? And that's actually another good point. Jesus Christ, like I'm not even really kind of necessarily angry either. Like I'm not annoyed that this happened. I'm just again, I'm just painfully disappointed. Your comment was perfect because it's just what I just can't understand, right? I think it was 73 million people there that was on the tab voted for him. That was 73 million, 70 plus million people voted for someone who is a convicted felon and who was found liable in court for sexual assault. I mean, like, that is like it there are no words to explain just how does that happen? And it's like, how do you go into a voting booth, right? How do you like walk in? You're standing in line, you're walking into the fucking place, you're get your piece of paper, you walk over to the vote. How do you mark Donald Trump on that piece of paper, knowing who he is and what he has done? I just don't understand it. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. The next 4 years in America are, fuck me. They're gonna be they're gonna be rough, folks. They're gonna be rough, and there's some extremely dark days ahead. You know, I seen that some people who were on Trump's campaign with him, who have now been kind of promised like at least kind of staffers jobs or like possibly even cabinet positions, are now out there gleefully on Twitter saying that 25 is coming in reference to Project 2025. Oh, but he spent the entire campaign saying that that was nothing to do with him, that he didn't know anything about it. He didn't even know, he didn't like it. But now they're saying, but now staffers like he campaigned with, they were going to be in his fucking cabinet or at least in his administration, are saying that it's coming. Like I can't put into words what like this might mean. You know, if he does his economic stuff, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. You're heading very fast for a recession, if not a depression. Um, I mean, it could mean the end. It could mean the end of same-sex marriage. Probably will mean the end of same-sex marriage. I will, I will be not at all surprised if I see a news or like like a news headline or an article or something like that saying that that there is now a national abortion ban. You can't get an abortion in any state. He said he wanted to leave it up to the state. I don't believe a fucking word he says. I don't believe a word he says, because he knows that that was an unpopular decision. And so he said that no, he wants to leave it up to the state. The same way as when Project 2025 was leaked, it was deeply unpopular, as what it fucking should be, which is why he was distancing himself from it. Again, until he is elected. It's just. I said it in the video in the stream on Saturday, guys. He was president for 4 years. He first announced that he was going to be running for president 9 years ago. He was president for 4 years. He spent the last 4 years, half of it campaigning and half of it kind of, kind of stoking the flames of, getting attention and wanting to to criticize everything that the Biden, that like that just that everything that he has done. And here's the thing. He doesn't know how tariffs work. He doesn't know how they work. He says he wants to do a 50, 60, 100, 200% tariff on goods that are coming in from China. Do you have any idea what that means for you, the consumer? And I mean, it's true what Kamala says. The top economists in the country have had looked at both of their respective plans. His will increase the debt and the deficit. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to think about how much. It is going to cost you, the American consumer, so much more at the end of every single year. You are going to be paying more for basic needs, for basic goods, for basic groceries. You are going to be paying more for all of it. Because this fool does not know how a tariff works after 9 years entrenched in the political way of life. He's had economists around him. He has people. And you can say that, you know, oh, Leo wants a link. Fuck. I can do that, Leo. I can do that. What I don't have though is I don't have it set up for you to be on the stream, but we will be able to hear you. So I mean, like, I think that's fine, right? I think that's okay. Give me a second, and I will set you up with one. Okay. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Where was I? Yeah. Oh, look. We'll just get Leo. We'll get an actual fucking American in here. Okay? We'll get an actual American in here. See what the fuck this guy thinks about the oh shit. No. I have it over there. It's all good. It's all good. I am a professional streamer. I know what I'm doing. I am not taking this long just to get a fucking link to send it to an actual American. There you go. Okay, so it's also, by the way, I know that Leo asked for it. Savage, if you can pop in, I would absolutely I would absolutely love for you to pop in if you can. So Mike Hawk, wow, what a user that is. As long as Trump tells us about the JFK files and the UFOs, I'm happy. So you don't care that you don't care that, like, a convicted rapist has just gotten into the most powerful position on planet Earth. That's wonderful. Leo, I can see you here. Oh, no. And Leo, just see if I can hear you there. I cannot hear Leo. That is fucking terrible. Wow, that is bad. Why can I not hear Leo? Oh, that's because I haven't got a fucking... Say again, Leo?
Huh?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
What?
I can hear you now. Can the audience hear you now, though? That is the...
So...
The audience can hear you now. That's as good.
I mean, I can hear you on my stream. This is going to be a little weird because I can hear you through YouTube, but I cannot hear you through StreamYard. To me, I'm the only one in the StreamYard stream right now.
Yeah, yeah, again, it's just how I kind of have it set up. Again, I was not expecting tests. Okay, Savage says that
I can make it work. I'm just going to have to mute the stream every time I start talking, and then unmute it when I'm done.
Okay, wait and I see if there's a... Wait and I see if I can get this fucking set up a different way. Oh, can. Savage says we can hear you. Okay, can. Wonderful. So yeah, okay,
Yeah,
Leo.
well, I can hear myself through your live stream, so I would hope everybody else can.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, just... Oh, Jesus. Just kind of tell me what you thought about it, man.
Well, I'm really not that surprised that Trump won. I mean, the whole race. If Biden would have stayed in, Trump, my opinion would have been Trump's going to win. Kamala jumped in, and I'm just like, yeah, I just don't know. The first thing I will say is that women did not turn out for Kamala like so many people thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
I kind of had my doubts about that as well. I also think the reason that Kamala got 15 million less votes than Biden did in 2020 is primarily because of independents. The reason Biden won and won so largely in 2020, I would say, is primarily because of COVID-19. That's people thought that your typical politician like Biden would be much more competent in handling something like this than someone as unpredictable as Donald Trump. And so I think that whereas in 2020, those independents swung for Biden, in 2024, they swung for Trump because they all saw prices increase at the store. Now, we can wax poetic till we're blue in the face about how the president really doesn't have any control over the markets, very little, if any, control. But you have to remember the average American, number one, does not know that, and number two, does not care. Prices went up under a Democrat, so I'm not going to vote for the Democrats the next time around. And that's just the thought process.
Yeah, I mean, oh wow.
Okay, wait, I can hear you in the StreamYard now.
Yeah, it turns out all I needed to do was just hit on mute. So there we go. Again, professional streamer, guys. Anywho, yeah, I mean, like you definitely make a really, really good point there. About the independents turning out for COVID, and yes, absolutely, I completely agree with you that yeah, like a seasoned kind of establishment almost politician would have a much better idea of how to react to or handle a pandemic than Trump would, who, I mean, famous for making tacky buildings in New York. So I mean, it's Can
I respond?
Yeah, sure,
to a
sure,
Savage Minnow comment?
Yeah, sure.
I don't think they're necessarily wrong on this with the racism and misogyny comment,
Yeah.
but what I would say is that applies to the people who were going to vote for Trump anyway. I'm talking about the reason that Trump won. That was because of those independent voters. And I don't think that most of those voters really are racist or misogynist. I think it's just the average American, which is what most of these independents are going to be. They're not really liberals or progressives, but they're not really conservatives either. But one thing they are is generally uneducated. And like I said, well, prices went up under Biden and Harris, so I'm just not going to vote for Harris. I'm going to vote for Trump.
Yeah, I mean, like, definitely the incumbent kind of, negativity, we didn't really kind of think that it was going to affect Harris as much, but again, it kind of leads to your point, though, of that that like a large swath of people are just generally just uneducated. And the only reason that I would say that is because, like, how many times have you heard the argument of, well, she's the vice president, why can't she just do it now? She's talking about all these things she's going to do on day one, or things that she's going to do when she gets to the presidency. Well, why can't she just do it now? The vice president don't do shit. Their role is tiny. They are there that if by some miracle Biden lives until January, that she doesn't assume the role of president and then to be the tie-breaking vote in the Senate. That's pretty much fucking it. That's like their only responsibilities. They don't influence policy. They don't like enact policy. They can't write policy. It's just stupid. I know this. I'm Irish. This is insane. Why do I know this? And a vast majority of your fucking country doesn't. It's stupid.
I think that there was a large rhetorical ploy by right-wing media to talk about Kamala and Biden's policies as if Kamala had already been the president for 4 years. When I hear people say, oh, well, Kamala's had 4 years to get this done, why is she talking about it now? Because she was the vice president and not the president.
Yes.
But the way that they're framing it rhetorically is as if Kamala had been president for 4 years already. And I think that was done purposefully to put in people's minds this image that she's already had all this time to do this and hasn't gotten it done. So why should we trust her to do it in another 4 years?
Mike, I would just kind of extend an invite to you, man. Like, the link to the StreamYard is right there.
I don't
Bro,
think
if
it's
you
worth
wanna-
it. Like most people who are diehard for Trump, all he has is
True.
tropes. He doesn't know anything. He couldn't explain to us how Trump is going to provide tax relief and strengthen the economy, particularly when he plans on imposing more tariffs and raising those that already exist, which the consumer will pay.
Plus,
As
I mean, like,
literally
I'm
anybody
sorry, but
that works in corporate America will tell you, you, the consumer, will be paying those tariffs.
But yeah, I mean, like, plus, like, dude, Trump doesn't have any policies. He has things that he
got a
likes and
concept.
dislikes. He has concepts of plans. After 9 fucking years, he has a concept of a plan on how to deal with healthcare. As if the famous fucking quote from his term in office was, "Well, nobody knew that healthcare would be this complicated." Fucking really? Everybody knew healthcare was
Everybody
going to
did.
be that fucking complicated. Like, this is what I'm saying. He is a bumbling fucking buffoon.
Do you remember when he didn't run clearly, but he teased a potential run in 2012? I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
He did an interview with it was like CNN or whatever about like what kind of ideas he has and what direction he would want to go in if he were to run for president. He was asked about abortion rights, and he said, I obviously I'm paraphrasing here. I think that protecting abortion rights is a good thing because that shouldn't be a decision that the government makes. The government shouldn't be getting involved in your life and making all these kinds of very important and personal decisions for you. He was asked about healthcare, and he was asked specifically about universal healthcare, and he said that he thinks that's a pretty good idea. Pool national resources together to cover everybody, and at the end of the day, that's probably going to be like he actually sounded competent. And it's funny because I wonder if that's who the real Trump, not anymore, but actually was. That's when I actually found out about Trump's history and the kind of person that he is. Because when he teased that run in 2012, that's when I did all the research on him, which is why when he did run in 2015, 2016, I was like, yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah, but I mean, like, he was a Democrat for like most of his life, so any of those policy positions is not really kind of surprising.
He's a New York liberal and a real
Yes,
estate mogul.
yes.
Like what?
Like, he's fucking born and bred in New York, one of the most ethnically diverse places, possibly in the fucking country, or one of them anyway. And
sure.
I mean, like, then, like, it's a liberal fucking bastion. Like, is anybody surprised that he was a Democrat for the vast majority of his life? I genuinely think that, like, look, I know that it was a made up quote, right? And I know that it's been debunked, a million times to fucking Sunday, but genuinely, that like infamous fake quote of that it's attributed to him, where it's like, and again, I'm slightly paraphrasing, if I was to ever run for president, I would run as a Republican because they're like the dumbest voting group in like, genuinely, like, I don't know. I know that it has been debunked, but fuck, man, I would not be surprised if that's what he actually thought. Because, I mean,
I know
like,
so many people that
he
still
can
believe
say-
it because it is so believable.
Yes, that's the thing. That's the thing. It is why so many people fucking did believe it, and it's why the quote went so massively fucking viral, because it sounds like something that he would say. And also, like, it is now after getting to the point, if we look at every single scandal, of which there were fucking many, of his first term, and then all of the indictments and arrests and charges against him now that he's been out of office, and like right up until today, like, genuinely, man, I now believe 100% the quote that Trump did when he was running for president in 2016, he could go out into the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and not lose any supporters. I actually believe that he could do that.
Yeah, so do I.
Because,
But that's
like,
because the
what
people
does,
that are
what does he have to do? Like,
there is nothing.
it's insane.
You got to remember the people voting, the diehard Trumpists. do not care one bit about his character as a person.
Oh,
What they care about is that, well, he hates the same brown people I do, and
yeah.
he's going to make their lives worse, which is what I want.
And look, I mean, like, if I could give just kind of like one message, we'll kind of say it would just be like, you know, genuinely, and I've seen this so much on well, not Twitter, because, you know, Elon made it just a right-wing cesspool, but I've seen it on so many other social media platforms where it's just like everybody from so many different countries, I mean, they're just saying that they're sorry. And I mean, I fucking feel that, man. I am so sorry that this has happened. Like, unless you are a straight white man, your life is just going to get worse. I'm sorry, it is.
Well, my life probably won't substantially change under Trump, but the people I care about, their lives will.
Well, yeah, exactly. And I mean, like, you know, anybody who is LGBTQIA, anybody who is, you know, like, just a woman, any sort of minority group, their lives are just gonna be worse. I mean, I'm sorry, like, it's just, I'm just sorry that this is after happening. You know, that, like, we got back to, like, kind of somewhat normal after COVID, and with Biden, you know, like, yeah, like, look, you can criticize Biden, you know, all the live long day, and I sure do as well. But, like, at least it was kind of, it was familiar, and it was kind of like normal. There was no, like, major kind of like earth-shattering fucking scandals every other week as there was with Trump, you know. I mean, like, politics was kind of quiet for a little while, and but I mean, like, we don't necessarily need politics to be loud. We don't need it to be loud, because, like, it.
I also think that during Trump's first presidency, and even during the Biden administration, when Trump was being Trump, the Democrats did not do, I'm not going to say they did nothing, you know, they impeached him twice. They ran it, what was that, like a year and a half, 2-year investigation that concluded that while we can't prove that Trump himself directly had any knowledge of it, that his campaign was certainly colluding with Russia. But the reason that after everything that happened, January 6th, the convictions, everything, that he was even allowed to run is because the Democratic Party let it happen. They weren't nearly as loud as they should have been about it, and neither were the American people. This is a self-inflicted wound. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm not that upset by this election. It's sort of, okay, you'll lie in your bed the way you made it, and I am not responsible because I did not have a hand in it. Not my circus, not my monkeys.
Yeah, I mean, like, I would just kind of, yeah. Fuck, man, I just really, I don't know. Where do you kind of go to? Where do you go to here?
You don't.
And you wanted
you
to
just
be
write
polite.
it out.
Yeah, and you did. And look, I mean, I think that
Yeah, it was the
genuinely.
Michelle Obama. When they go low, we go high.
Yeah,
Shut the fuck up.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that. I genuinely think that is one of the worst decisions that Democrats as a whole have done in just, I mean, fucking ever, dude. Literally just fucking
Well, I can
ever.
tell you why they've allowed so much to happen. The Democratic Party doesn't really care if Trump is president, because at the end of the day, Donald Trump will maintain the status quo. And at the end of the day, that is the goal of both parties. Maintain the status quo. That's why they ran Hillary instead of Bernie. Because if Hillary lost, Trump will he might be chaotic and unpredictable, but he'll maintain the status quo. If somebody like Bernie wins, which he would most likely have beat Trump, I almost certainly would have beat Trump.
100%.
Is going to be a threat to the status quo. So they felt safer running Hillary and potentially losing to Trump than running Bernie, winning, but having that threat present to the status quo. So that's why Democrats, at the end of the day, in my opinion, don't really care. I mean, most of them, I'm talking obviously about party leaders, not like simple voters across the country. These people are wealthy and powerful. Their lives are not at stake if Trump wins.
No, I mean look, their lives, their freedoms, their everything else, they're not at stake. I mean, it's been like a running thing for like God knows how long. Is that like the like fucking rich and powerful? I mean, like they're gonna have their like if they want to have their fucking mistress's abortion, that's gonna happen whether it's the fucking law of the land or not. You know what I mean? If it's all kind of if there's enough money involved and it's all kind of swept under the table and that's it, like they will get what they want. But
Are you seeing this right now?
am I seeing which?
We can agree to first off, I think this person's a troll. The name's an almost obvious giveaway.
Yeah.
We can agree to disagree, but Trump's the man for 4 years, and that's that, unless he finds a way to extend his presidency. When you see people like this comment those things, it's his supporters literally telling you, I don't care if he ends democracy and becomes a dictator.
Yeah. But your dude, he said fucking months ago, it was brought up in the fucking debate that if he wins that he's going to be a dictator on day one. On day one. Only day one. That's it. That's it. After
And
that,
it's funny
then he will
because
renounce dictatorship. Like, dude, what?
I think Kamala performed quite well in their debate.
I think she, oh
I think,
my
I
God,
think she
dude,
really kind of held his feet to the fire
she
on
did
things.
amazingly well. Dude, he spent the next couple of months afterwards talking about his fucking crowd sizes because it got under his skin so much. The fucking debate, what was that in? Like, what, August, September? Late August? Early September?
Something like that, yeah.
Early September. Yeah, for months, for 2 months, he was talking about his fucking crowd. 2 months, he was talking about his crowd sizes. For 2 months, that comment got under his skin so much. If you had just, like, but this thing, Trump's ego can't just let that go. As she's trying to rile me up, she's trying to do the things that I have been done, or for, you know, all of my opponents for the last fucking decade. Like, he just won't let it go. He has to bring it up.
Did you see his debate with? I mean, Biden didn't do well in their debate, but
Jesus Christ.
rhetorically, but in terms of like actual points, Biden did better than Trump.
Yeah.
But you'll notice that every time the moderators brought up a new subject, they'd ask Biden, you know, what do you think about climate change, or, well, you know, whatever. And then they'd ask Trump, and Trump would be like, oh, well, I'd like to go back to what Biden said on the last point, because he couldn't not have the last word. Almost every single point that they talked about, he went back to talk about something that Biden had already talked about that they had moved on from.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Jesus Christ, Mike Hawk had said something else, and it's fucking gone off of my screen now, and it's not in my live chat window, and
Can
I
I
don't
ask
know
what
why
he
it's
said?
not.
Oh, message retracted?
No, it's not message retracted. I don't know why. Like, it's kind of weird. It kind of happens sometimes where they don't all. Oh no, yeah, no, message retracted.
Yeah, he had sent it and then retracted the message.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that in my like actual live chat playback on YouTube, but on the one on StreamYards, I can't actually see that. Anyway, fuck, I can't actually see that. But is tax relief? No, wasn't about that. Fuck.
And you know how he said no new wars under his last administration?
Yeah.
What's funny is that his support for Israel could potentially spark another war in the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what. Not that his supporters will care.
No, I mean, not that they will. No, of course they don't. Of course they don't.
They don't care about brown people to begin with. If they did, they wouldn't be supporting
He
Trump.
said that there was no new wars. What does that actually fucking mean, man? Because Congress hasn't declared war since fucking World War II. So technically there hasn't been any new wars in like 50 years. What does that even mean? That doesn't mean the same thing as what you like literally say that it means. And also,
how old are you?
Drone strikes went up like more than 400 fucking %.
Very weird question, but how old are you? I can't
20,
remember.
I'm okay. I'm 29. Why?
Okay, so you're the same age as me. Because you said World War II was 50 years ago. We both suffer from the same thing where we
Well,
think things in the past were much closer than they were because we don't
yeah.
realize how old we've gotten. World War II was like 90 years ago.
No, it wasn't 90 years ago, man. It
Yeah,
was
80, 90,
no,
yeah. Something like
no, it
that.
can't be. Sure, it was 1940, sure.
It's like
Six,
80
yeah.
something years ago.
So it's holy shit, that was 80 fucking years ago. That was 85 years ago. Oh my good God, that's insane. Jesus. Wow. All right, okay. But I mean, like, that even bolsters my fucking point even more. It's been 85 years since the US has fucking declared war. I mean, like, what does that mean?
Who knows? I tell you, I'm almost 30. Well, I'm actually not. I still got like 9 months to go, 10 months to go. Anyway, dude, my knees ain't so good. Like,
No,
what the fuck is
dude,
going on? I don't like this. I don't
dude,
like this at all, man.
I don't like it at all either. I'm fucking up in the night to pee now. I don't like that.
Dude,
I
yes.
It's like
I never used to get up
nah.
unless I drank a bunch of shit before I went to
Yep.
bed.
Now it don't. Now it
And now I'm
don't.
getting up
Yeah.
like 2 times.
Yeah. It's not good. I don't like it. This whole getting old shit fucking sucks.
Yeah, getting old ain't for pussies, I tell you.
No, it is not. But no, my knees are no. And my back as well, dude. Jesus fucking Christ.
I still got a strong back, but my knees, man. I don't know. It's just, and my feet too. My feet get sore real quick. It's fucking just the worst.
Yeah. The feet are okay. Feet are holding up okay, but not like no. The knees and my fucking lower back, you know what I mean? I feel like sometimes like when I used to wake up, say like a decade ago, like it just like it felt good to like fucking have like a big old stretch. I need to have one now, man.
Mm-hmm.
But what was I gonna say? Yeah, it would. Jesus, yeah. I don't know. Like Mike Hawk, like it definitely sounds like a maybe not so much real name, a little bit of a made up name there. Given the
I mean, my cock? Really? Come
yeah,
on now.
well, yeah,
Oh, that's my real name.
I
Well, then
get
I feel
it.
sorry for you.
I get it. Yeah, no, I mean like fucking Stephen Ryan is only my fucking screen name, dude. My actual name is fucking Mike Hunt. You know what I mean? It's it's unfortunate, you know, but there's only so many names out there. So uh, I'll admit when I'm wrong when the time comes, but I have faith. No, you won't, dude. You won't admit that you're wrong. You won't admit. You know you won't. Trump supporters have never fucking admitted that they are wrong about any like fucking facet of his policies or personality ever. So I mean, like, congratulations if you do, but you would be the first one.
Pretty much. Sad. Very sad.
Yeah, I don't think that Kamala had a perfect campaign. Um, but I mean, like, I think that she made the same mistakes that Hillary did, which was that she was trying to appeal to the right, and I mean, like, that just doesn't fucking work.
Yeah, those moderate
You look,
Republicans.
yeah, but I mean, you even look at how Obama campaigned. He campaigned way further to the left than he actually ended up governing. But the point is, when he campaigned, like the first time in '08, he won it. Like he fucking destroyed John McCain.
Mm-hmm.
So why is it's just like why is that after
And he
happening?
actually got not most, but a lot of the
Yeah,
Republican vote.
yeah. But the point is that like why have the Dems fucking gone down this road where they're just abandoning their base and they're trying to be a one candidate fits all type of fucking voter? Like that just doesn't exist. You're always going
Because
to
they
have
can't
a
appeal to
divide.
the left. Because the
But
minute they start appealing to the left, they attract all the young people and probably a good chunk of the independents. And then they start winning elections. And then they have to actually do the things that they said they were going to do. And all of those things are threats to the status quo.
yeah, I mean like I don't know. And at this point I just think that like Dems just like don't like winning, you know?
They
I
don't like disrupting the status quo. And if winning means disrupting the status quo, then yeah, they're going to lose.
It's just genuinely so fucking sad, man. Like I just genuinely just like did not expect this result, you know? Um I did think that it was going to be close, Like I seen that some people were kind of throwing out their predictions the day before, and they were kind of saying like, oh, that like they think that Kamala's going to get over 300 electoral votes. I didn't think that was going to happen, but I did think
No.
that like, you know, I thought that it was going to be close. I think she'd maybe get like, I don't know, like fucking 276, 277 maybe, and then like Trump would like just kind of, be barely kind of trailing behind. But I
Mhm.
I I genuinely did think that she would win, but like it's just
Yeah, I thought that if she did win, it wouldn't be by more than 280 electoral votes
yeah.
or
Yeah,
thereabouts.
yeah, yeah. Like that was the max that she was going to get. That's genuinely what I thought. Um
What the fuck was this? I mean, even fucking England didn't vote for the fascist in their last election, which I think was
yeah.
earlier this year. Rishi Sunak, that fucking, what can I call him that's
Oh,
appropriate for
man.
YouTube? Piece of garbage.
Man, fucking Ratatouille character come to fucking life. What the fuck? I mean, why is he so small? Can I just ask?
Ah,
He's like 5'2", 5'3". Why is he
is he
so
really that
small?
fucking
He
tiny? I mean,
he's
I'm small. I'm
dude,
5'8", but
no, dude is fucking tiny. Dude is tiny. He's really, really, really small. Um, but yeah, but it's oh man, I don't know. And then he said that like um he had to struggle when he was like growing up that they couldn't afford Sky, and it's just like, dude, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. Yes, you could. Both of your fucking parents owned like a fucking pharmacy or something like that. You grew up rich as fuck. Shut up. Um, sorry, Sky. I'll fucking translate that. It's I don't know. It's like more than basic cable. Like it's like you're like paying for some channels. That sort of thing. This fucking hell. Um. Oh shit! I think Savage is going. Uh, I'm done eating, but you guys are already saying all the same things that I'm thinking, so I don't think you need me. Savage, thank you so much for turning up. You always comment along and you always like and share the video, and I fucking love you for that. So, yeah, take care, Savage. Uh, I don't know, man. It's gonna be fucking dark. I mean, politics is gonna get a little bit more fucking like exciting. Um, and there's gonna be definitely like lots more to kind of talk about and stuff like that. But uh
I feel like Trump's going to get in office and there's going to be a big wheel and there's going to be like a bunch of demographics listed on that wheel. It's going to be called the Lose Your Rights wheel. And he's just going to spin it every morning and figure out which demographic's going to lose their rights.
I'd be kind of surprised if he hadn't already kind of asked somebody for that to be under fucking construction already. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, definitely, when Kamala kind of said that she wouldn't have really done too much different to Biden, I thought that really fucking hurt her because people were looking for a
Oh, yeah.
fresh new fucking, you know what I mean? Like, they wanted, and
Mm-hmm.
look, to be totally on, like, I get why she maybe kind of backed off of kind of answering that question, like, completely honestly, because, again, from like optically it would have looked good that she would, that she's kind of saying that like, well, yes, I wouldn't have done this or I would have done that, like, or anything else. But um yeah, I just think that she would have it would have kind of caused maybe kind of infighting behind the scenes. That's not a good enough reason, and I do know that. But yeah, I mean, like, if she did like just like anything, you know what I mean? Anything. Like, you can start off by kind of praising the work that they had done, but then kind of go, but look, I maybe wouldn't have done this, and that's kind of fair enough. And I think that would have kind of answered the question sufficiently for an awful lot of people. But as you kind of said earlier, like, people just kind of thought that it was just going to be a continuation of what we already have, which is, you know, high cost of groceries and everyday essentials and stuff like this, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, Savage, I think she was a little bit too kind of diplomatic sometimes, and she was.
Eggs are $2 more. You know what? Trans people don't deserve to be acknowledged as humans. Like, I don't understand the rationale. It makes no sense to me.
No, I mean,
But the
like, that
biggest thing,
obviously, yeah, but like,
the biggest thing that concerns me is the Supreme Court, because
Yeah.
one or two of three justices, potentially all three, are going to retire in the next 4 years.
I think it's
That's
2.
Clarence Thomas,
Mhm.
Samuel Alito, and Roberts. I can't think of his first name. And I think that they were waiting to see who would, just like I think that Sotomayor would have retired had Kamala won. I think she would have waited a couple years and then retired, because she's like in her, I want to say her 60s, and she's diabetic. So, she's getting up there.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel that probably next year, I could easily be wrong about this, but I'm thinking probably next year. It wouldn't surprise me if sometime mid-year, July, August, September, that Clarence Thomas announces his retirement. And I think he's going to be the first one, because of all the heat that he's taken from, all the lavish gifts that he's received, and then ruled in favor of the people who gave him those gifts and all of that stuff. So, yeah, I think he's probably going to be one of the first ones, if not the first one, to announce his retirement. And then that would give us, I believe, because it's Thomas, Alito, Roberts, Coney Island, Beer Boy Who Cries, and then Gorsuch. So yeah, it's a 6-3 conservative majority. They're gonna shoot for a 9-1. They're gonna shoot for a 9-1 conservative majority on the Supreme Court.
And I mean, like, if that happens, like, Trump will have single-handedly caused a situation where, like, the US is under, like, a stranglehold for the next half century.
That is, if the person running for the Democratic Party in 2028 doesn't run on a message of, I'm going to expand the Supreme Court by 3 seats. But then that only makes it a 9-4 conservative, so it would still be a conservative majority. But,
well, yeah, but I mean, like, you could run on expanding it by 3, but actually fucking expand it by like 10. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't expand it by 10. I'd expand it. Wait, no, I'd expand it by 4. 13. There are 13 circuit courts in the U.S., I believe. There should be one Supreme Court seat for every circuit court.
Yeah. That's fair. But
and I think it's the 3rd or the 5th. Or is it the 6th? I can't remember. There's a circuit court that particularly conservatives want broken up because they claim it's too powerful. Yeah, break it up. Give us more Supreme Court seats. Absolutely.
Yeah, give us all of them. All of them.
Let's do 5 instead of 4. But I think that in 2028, if it's not like a staunch progressive, they're not winning. They're just not winning. Because the next Republican is going to be somebody, number one, bankrolled and approved by Trump, and is going to be like Trump. Somebody that he's going to tell his supporters, you can trust this person, you got to vote for this person, and they probably will.
Yeah. Fuck, man. I mean, like, it's just like just when I'm just kind of thinking of like everything that has happened under Trump and everything that he's done and everything else, it's just like, how in the name of fucking Christ did he get in, man? I still just don't fucking understand. You know what I mean?
Because there's a lot of the
rhetoric, all of the
that aren't informed,
all of the fucking everything, and inciting an insurrection, all of the hate and division, all of the saying that the fucking Democrats are the enemy from within, all of the constant just fucking bigotry and name calling and hate, and I just,
that's what America's all about. It has been for a long time.
I just can't understand how it happened, and like how all of the fucking polling was so spectacularly wrong.
I'd say the polling was probably relatively. I mean, most of the time it had Kamala and Trump in a toss-up. So,
well, yeah, but it didn't have Trump fucking leading by, what is it, fucking 290 something?
Is that how many electors he's at?
Yeah, so Trump right now, there's still a tiny portion to still kind of be announced, but Trump is at 295 and Harris is at 226.
Okay. Yeah.
Like that's a
So he didn't beat Kamala by as much as he beat Hillary, because he beat Hillary with, I believe it was 306 electoral votes.
yeah, there's still some to come.
It might not be enough to give him 306. Maybe it is. It's only a 12-point difference.
Yeah, let's do some maths. So
I never
I've-
understand why you guys pluralize that word.
listen, we understand English, okay?
So do I.
295 plus 17. That'll give him 312. If he gets
Yeah.
all of the fucking remaining, then yeah, it'll give him 312. That'll be his biggest fucking victory.
Mm-hmm. The part that baffles me, or that I wouldn't say baffles me, but that I am a bit surprised at, is that he won the popular vote too.
And that's what's absolutely fucking shocking to me. He won the popular vote. Like, Republicans don't do that. Like, it just doesn't happen. Like, they will win because they'll get the Electoral College, but like, he won the popular vote by quite a fuck, by 5 million votes it is at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Michael, can I ask in a non-disrespectful way, just curious why you're so interested in our side of politics, the Irish presidential government politics? Good. It's it's be it's better, I would say, in a completely non-biased way, of course. We have more than two parties. That's always good.
You guys don't openly support genocide?
That yes. In fact, we're very much against it.
Well, I mean, the British kind of tried to do it to you guys and
Well,
had some success.
yeah. So we know kind of firsthand what it feels like and what it's like. So we're kind of like no. We also, and just this is just because I was only thinking about this earlier. When we still kind of found in like this kind of election cycle, I actually like. Weird because I've been fucking interested in talking about politics for quite some time, but I genuinely didn't know this, that for the vast majority of the last 4 years, for pretty much all of Biden's presidency, you've still been under some of Trump's fucking tax policies and plans, and like so like he will implement a tax policy and it'll last for like 5 years. We don't fucking do that. We have a budget every single year. And like priorities will change every single year. So there will be like an increase in some stuff, there'll be a decrease in other things, there'll be like extra, funds allocated to like Social Security and stuff like that every single year. And it's up to the sitting party that is in control, or parties that are in control, to write the budget. Why the fuck don't you guys do that? Like, why can't Biden go out there and be like, okay, everything for the last 4 years, fuck that. That's gone now. This is what I'm doing. Like, he's still kind of, there's still some rules that Trump implemented that he has that he has to play by. That's just stupid to me.
Well, I mean, if Biden really wanted to, he could, but he doesn't have the votes in the Congress, obviously, to do that. Also, we have a constitution that outlines how our government is to work and outlines how the government allocates money. I'm fine with the way our government allocates money. I'm not necessarily fine with where it's allocating a lot of that money. But the process, I don't think, is like that horrible.
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of think like it's a little bit more because if you have a tax plan that's going to run for like 5 years, say, but then something like COVID fucking hits, and it's like, well, that plan was all fine and dandy, but like now that like this is fucking happening, like priorities have changed. But then if you don't have the votes, or if you don't have the controlling majority in Congress, and you don't have the ability then to kind of change the kind of tax plan that's kind of going forward, like then like you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's called gridlock. It happens in democracies. Democracies are messy things.
Yeah,
Very
no,
messy things.
no. I didn't say that they weren't, but I don't know. It's just, again, completely non-biased opinion, completely.
Hmm.
Uh, um, yeah, I don't know. Just to kind of continue, even though Mike has said that he's, have a good night, fellas, that he's kind of heading whatever else, just to kind of continue answering the question. We also have a thing called direct democracy, which is just, I'm sorry, I will fight you tooth and fucking nail on this, Leo, that is just better. It's just better.
I prefer representative democracies. Direct
No.
democracy would mean that if 50.1% of the population wants something and 49.9% of the population doesn't, most people are going to estimate that out to that's half. That is a half-half split. But the 50.1% win. I don't believe in simple majorities. I believe in super majorities. I don't want 50.1% of the country deciding something. I want 62% of the country deciding something. And I think that the way to do that is through representation and through limits on how many votes are needed to pass certain bills. Like the Senate, before going nuclear, on a lot of things, particularly on Supreme Court justice approvals, required 60 votes, a supermajority. And then they went nuclear under Mitch McConnell. And now it only requires 51. I don't like that. I don't want things to work that way. 51% isn't enough over half. Not for me.
But I mean, like, if you had a direct democracy kind of system, like, and you were voting on like certain, things. So, I mean, you would have socialized healthcare. You would have free legal.
We might have that if the majority
yeah,
picks it.
yeah, but see,
I don't know if that would be the case.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, how does a poll? How liked is it? And the like more than 60% of the country want a definitely a better social a better healthcare system. So I mean, if you give them the option to change over, they might just fucking go for it. You would definitely have federally legalized weed 100%. I think that polls at like 75%. Should they legalize weed that's overwhelmingly fucking popular. On like, fortunately, there's been a couple of states that have had the balls to step up and say, guys, it's a plant. If you set it on fire, there are some effects. Let's just get over ourselves. But like, yeah, look, I don't know. I just think it's just kind of, better. And but if there needs to be any kind of change to the Constitution, which, I mean, like, you guys say that the Constitution is like a living, breathing document, but then in the same,
It's a living document. Yes,
but
the
yeah,
founding fathers made that statement. Republicans don't believe it, conservatives, but I do.
but yeah, but I mean, like, but then again, but as you said, in the same breath, conservatives will say, well, no, it's the Second Amendment and you can't change it. Dude, it's called an amendment. Of course you can change it. That's what it's like. Dude, what the hell are you talking about? But then, I mean, so when Ireland legalized abortion, right, back in 2018, it was a repeal of the 8th Amendment in the Irish Constitution, right? And so, like, we, like, rather than sending that just to like our version of Congress and having them vote on it, we the people got to vote on it. Sure, that works. That works out sometimes. It doesn't other times. But I mean, like, we voted on it. We legalized it. We were the first country in history to legalize same-sex marriage by way of public vote. So I mean, like, there's there's a lot of good positives about it.
I mean, referendums are good, but I don't think that doing referendums on certain ideals, I guess you could say, is necessarily an instance of direct democracy. Because the United Kingdom did a referendum on Brexit, but the United Kingdom is not a direct democracy. It's a bicameral representative democracy, much like the United States.
Yeah.
It's also, I think, also technically, in some sense, still a monarchy, though obviously the monarchy does not have any real effective power. But I would also, what was the other thing I wanted to say? Oh yeah, to pass, you can repeal amendments in the United States. It just requires 2/3, or I think 3/4 of Congress, 3/4 of states, governorships, and the president. Or is it just the 3/4 of Congress and states? It might just be that. I don't know. I'd have to check. It's been a while since I read my little blue book.
Yeah. I don't know though. Like, it's. Yeah, I don't know, man. There's gonna be some interesting fucking times ahead.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be. It's about to get weird.
Yeah, super, super, super weird. Um. Anyway, yeah, no, look, guys, if I could just kind of just like close this out just for a second because I'm starting to get a little bit fucking tired now. I was
Yeah,
working all
it's
day.
after midnight, I believe, where you're at.
Yeah,
No, yeah, it's well
Oh.
after midnight. No,
No,
it's not.
no,
Nope, it's 19 minutes after midnight. There
Yep.
we go. I believe. Yes.
Yeah, it would just be this. I mean, there are definitely going to be some tough times ahead. 100%. There are going to be some tough times ahead. Anything that, you know, can be done can be undone, and anything that is undone can be redone. That is not necessarily the kind of words of hope that I necessarily wanted to kind of give to people who were kind of worried about how the next 4 years are going to go. You know, I think that there is a severe possibility that we're going to see the undoing of same-sex marriage legally. I think that there is going to be massive kind of crackdown on people being able to identify as the gender that they express with, and not that they were fuck words English, and not that they were assigned at a
I
birth.
thought you guys knew English.
Listen, it shouldn't be my mother tongue, but it's something else that we can blame the fucking British on. All right.
Can I?
Huh?
Can I say something about same-sex marriage?
Yeah. Sure.
If it's the Supreme Court that we have right now, I don't know if they would undo what same-sex marriage. Is that a Obergefell or is that a different one?
I think it's a birth.
Regardless, I really don't know. I think that we've had that one for 10 years now. Was that 2014 that guy?
2014, I think it was. Yeah. It was
That's
in
10
Obama's
years.
second term anyway.
Yeah. And it's not because there aren't Republicans that want that, but I think that there are things that Republicans care about more. I like if that actually came in front of the Supreme Court. I'm not saying that like, oh yeah, they for sure would, but I think it's probable that they would uphold it. Just because, if anything, for image reasons.
Yeah.
Going after the gays are the days of yore. It's the trans and the immigrants that we're going after. Well, it's always been the immigrants, but it's the trans people we're going after now. I can see them attacking them. Gay people, at least not repealing same-sex marriage. I'm still not fully sold that that's going to be something they try.
Well, I mean, I'm definitely not going to rule it out as like a possibility, you know.
I mean, I wouldn't either, but I think that if Trump was asked about it, he'd be like, "Oh, the gays, you know, I love the gays. The gays, some of the gays even voted for me. You know, I got many gay friends. You know, the gays are great people." Like I really don't think Donald Trump actually cares about gay people. I don't. I really don't.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I would look. There was so much kind of possibility with Kamala of like even getting something in the way of kind of Roe reinstated. There was a possibility. I don't know how kind of strong or anything else, but at least there was a possibility. You know that was not going to happen under Trump anyway. But yeah, I mean, there has like already been like how many women who have fucking died because of the overturning of Roe v. Wade, who have like or if they haven't died, they have had medical complications, which now might lead to them never being able to have kids again. Like this.
Yep. Oh, but you're so pro-life. You want to make it so women who want kids can't even fucking have them because you wouldn't let them get rid of the little clump of like 14,868 cells that was forming in their uterus when they were at a point where they didn't want children but wanted them in the future, but just not right now because they're not in the future where they feel more established and ready to have children.
Because I mean, like, that shit happens. Like, that shit happens.
Oh, well, but they shouldn't be having sex. And then I go, but men can go out here and impregnate all these women?
Yeah.
And then Well, no, but it's only the woman that can't be having sex, though.
Yeah, but who are the men?
I love doing
gonna
that to
have
them.
sex with? Look, I mean, if you want to promote men having sex with other men, fucking go for it. But I like, you know, like if you're okay with men going out and having a bunch of sex with whoever the fuck they want to, but no, women can't be at that. Well, who the fuck do you want the men to be having sex with then? But look, anyway, well, look, I mean, it's the GOP, so you know, children probably. But anyway, look, it, fuck, Jesus Christ, I just think that like fuck. There are so many women who have fucking died because of the overturning of Roe v. Wade, and the fucking sad thing about it, man, is that like I can legitimately this was so fucking recent in our history. I can remember stories of people fucking saying to me, or that I had heard from like other people, of the things that they had to do when they had an unwanted pregnancy here in Ireland. And I mean, like, when you kind of, it was the like classic thing of like that one kind of like small trip over to England just to have an abortion, and to kind of pull a full circle. Now you have people in red states who are traveling to fucking blue states just to have an abortion. Like it is almost
Thank
one
God
for
for
one.
state sovereignty.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, like, it is almost one for one. It's like outlawing abortion. It's the tired old fucking, but it's so true. It's the like old phrase about it. It doesn't make it fucking illegal. It doesn't stop them happening. Abortions will still happen. They are just now not done under medical supervision, and that's when it gets dangerous. That's when you have complications because of it. And we've already seen that is happening. We've already seen the complications that are happening now because of it. It just it pains me, because like I grew up in a country where this wasn't legal, and like how it affected women, and now all of the stories that I grew up hearing are now happening in the States. And it's just like, I can still remember when I was kind of like young, like a young teenager, and kind of looking to the United States as like a bastion of like, that's where like it was like the land of the free, and that's where, you know,
So many people.
what, and it's like where you kind of looked to as like, that was the epitome of, you know, of freedom and do what you want and all this sort of stuff. And it's just so fucking weird to see it decline into a stage where, I mean, like you guys were laughed at for 4 years, and you're going to be laughed at again for another 4 years. It's like, I just
At
don't.
least we're not the only ones getting laughed at. I mean, the United Kingdom. Do I need to even mention Liz Truss? I mean,
Jesus Christ! I mean, she was,
serious.
dude, she was prime minister for like 5 seconds and then fucking dipped
I
out.
know. She was
Um,
prime minister for like 4 Scaramucci's.
Well, yeah, and then like that was just it. She just resigned after, I think legitimately it was like 4 weeks, which is like, how do you
Yeah,
fail at being a
I
leader for
remember
that amount of
seeing a
time?
meme where there were a bunch of like English kids playing soccer, and Liz Truss is like, "Oh, the ball bounces over to Liz Truss, and Liz Truss is like, 'Here you go, boys,' and kicks the ball back over to them, except it misses them, hits a truck on the road behind the field, sets the truck on fire. The truck runs into a building, and then the building explodes." And I'm like, "Yes, yes,
Yeah,
every bit of that is fucking true." And then Rishi Sunak, oh god.
yeah,
Punch him in his little rat fucking face. I didn't say that. No violence against world leaders.
yes,
He's not
no,
really a world
no.
leader anymore, but so I can say violent things against him, but I will not.
Oh, but yeah,
Who is it? Who is it that's the prime minister? I can't not think of his fucking name.
Jeremy Corbyn.
No.
No, I
I
can see his
wish.
face.
I fucking wish.
No, I can see the head in him.
Yep. Can't think of his name for the life of me.
Fuck, who is that? I have to Google this.
Same. Keir Starmer. There
Keir
we
Starmer.
go.
Oh
There
my
we
god!
fucking
I
go.
swear to Christ, I could see his face in my head. I couldn't fucking
Yeah.
think of his name.
He's not great. He's not great at all.
No.
But he's better than fucking Sunak was.
Yeah, this is true.
He's who I would have voted for with
Yeah.
my nose plugged. I would have held my nose, and I still would have voted for him. Just like I kind of held my nose when I voted for Kamala.
Yeah.
What's the cat's name? Isn't it Larry? Larry the cat, or some
Yeah.
shit like that?
Yeah.
Larry.
Oh. Anyway, yes. Look, I'm so sorry because I've been trying to wrap up. I said I was going to wrap up the
I
stream
know,
like
I
fucking
know.
10 minutes ago.
I
No,
should-
no,
I should
no,
be
it's
letting
fine.
you do
No,
that.
not at all. No, it's fine.
Do you have to work tomorrow?
No, I'm actually off tomorrow, but I was working all day
Yeah.
today, and like, you know,
Where do you work? Is that the same place?
I do manual labor. I'm not going to get into the exact sector.
You're not
I
going to
will
tell
off
me
stream.
like
I will off
your
stream.
title?
I will off stream.
Okay.
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 But
If you tell me it's an OnlyFans, I swear to fucking
no,
God.
it is not. Jesus Christ, no. It's actually 10% off for this month. It's this was like fucking link in bio. What? Jesus Christ, no. Yeah, it's gonna be tough, and it's gonna be some like yeah, it's really gonna be tough. We will kind of have to kind of see just what happens. You know, I don't say that I look forward to covering it, but I definitely will be covering it. Yeah, I don't know, guys. This was definitely fucking unexpected.
Can I end with a quote from Benjamin Franklin when he was asked what kind of nation was formed with the formation of the United States? And he replied, "A republic, if you can keep it."
But yeah, no, look, anyway, on that note, guys, like, subscribe, do all of that YouTuber bollocks. Dark times ahead, but I shall see you in the next one.